So hi, let's talk about the Filipino grievances against wood. The 1926 Commission on Independence protest document. So let's talk about the historical background of the document. Governor Wood. An English person was the reason behind this document. He fueled Gregorio Zaide to wrote this document under the language of English during American regime in the Philippines. The document is a form of protest. The document served as an impeachment request for Governor Wood. The document was approved by the Commission on Independence on November 17, 1926. Leonard Wood arrived in the Philippine Islands in 1903 after his services in Cuba, and then he was appointed governor of the Meru province. He is also responsible for 5 districts and commanding general of the troops in the Department of Mindanao and Sulu. So let's talk about the content presentation and analysis of important historical information. General Wood's personality caused a strong antagonism between the Governor-General and Filipino political leaders. Governor Wood retaliated by abolishing the council and governed the islands without the cooperation of the legislature. And then, struggles between Wood and Filipino leaders enhanced the nationalistic spirit of the people. Two opposing political parties formed a coalition known as the National Supreme Council. Based on the document, Asian Filipinos were patient and diligent to the task of meeting the conditions given to them. They both have understanding, and the Filipinos were committed in trust since the Americans promised that the Philippines would be conserved and developed for the benefit of the people. So let's compare and contrast on what does the Filipino expected and what did really happen. Then, Calvin Coolidge, the President of the USA, advised Congress of America to fulfill their promise since the goal has been reached. So, they expected that, cognizant of General Wood's participation in the liberation of Cuba, Filipinos expected that spirit of cooperation would maintain, and political emancipation would be complete. And lastly, there was a train of usurpation and arbitrary acts. But then, what happened in the reality is that it resulted in curtailment of our autonomy and destruction of our constitutional system, and reversal of America's Philippine policy. So, what's their appeal to the American people? Protest wasn't only to Harding or US officials, but to American public opinion. They framed Wood as arbitrary, oppressive, and undemocratic, and the Filipinos strengthened their argument by stating that if we cannot be freed under Wood, then we are ready to govern ourselves. So what's the contribution and relevance of this document? Document was applicable in reconstructing the past of the Philippines and its people by showing how the abusive power of General Wood resulted in the degenerate relationship of American and Filipino leaders, to the point that the Philippine members of the Council of State resigned, wherein this paved the way for our Filipino representatives to improve the nationalistic spirit of the people. Okay na yun.